I had hell getting online. It is so complicated just to get online. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody. We're here. Finally.
Here we're queer and we're ready to talk about it.
Yeah, wait a minute. Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I figured we'd start off the chat right. Come on.
Let's fuck them all up, huh?
Come out live on YouTube.
Russell comes out.
Yeah, can't. He's like, I ain't any part of that, man. That's all.
That's on Russell.
No one tell my wife.
That's not truly coming out of the closet, then, Russ. You got to tell the whole world.
She already knows I'm a little fruity. She's seen some of my videos where I had a wig on.
I'm sure Ebomi was really wondering.
Oh, yeah, Bomi's contest.
Yeah, please contest.
I still didn't win that damn rifle. What the hell you got to do?
If they're dancing.
Like everybody else and say some sap story, make everybody cry. I want to make it fun. And that's the kind of fun I usually do. So
you definitely made it fun. I will give you that 100%. Okay, who else do I want to invite? TJ.
Yeah, bring in TJ. I might have to text him to let him know because sometimes he's away from his computer.
Okay, well, we're going to try. We're going to try. Now, how come you didn't tell me? Really? He told you not to tell me?
He told me that if he did it, he wanted it to be a surprise. And at that point, we hadn't talked to him in over a year, so I would have agreed to almost anything.
Damn it.
You best be happy that I did that, because if I hadn't, he might have not come on, and then you guys would have been screwed.
Well, that was sure nice to hear from him, though. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Who am I missing? I did TJ, I did Mule, I did Rev. Who else?
I don't know. You've been liking to have John Solar on a lot lately.
Oh, yeah, John Solar. John Solar. I can't think of who I'm missing. Like,
Well, who else do we usually have? Bobby's in here once in a while.
oh, yeah, Bobby, too. I forgot him. Okay, I'll get there, Bobby. I'm sure he's
Mark
in.
1616 would be awesome, but last week they said he was at work, so he might still be at work. I don't know.
Is he still under Mark 1616, or what's he going by?
Dude, I've spoken to TJ sooner other than last week than I had him. Well, actually, that's not true. I did talk to him when we went to California last year. I wanted to meet up with him, and I guess it just didn't work out, or his schedule or whatever. But
Dang. No, he's just shy. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I gotta get. I'm sure. Eric. Oh God, what's he go by? Yankee.
it'll be a busy day for me. After I get off of this chat, I'm going to make some more videos. Oh, yeah. I was talking to you about that off air, but I'll talk about it on air. For those who actually are still subscribed to me on YouTube, expect a couple videos coming out. I have 3 that I know that I want to do. And I just shot one of them. And hopefully I'll shoot at least one more today. But not on my phone, because I tried that, and that was bullshit. So...
Huh. Well, I look like hell today, so I'm going to stay on my avatar.
Yeah, you know, face.
Yeah, my nose is like total bit peak red. I look like a damn clown. Went out in the sun yesterday, and there I was. Oh, let's see here. Who else do I want to? Clinton.
Irish? You want to send?
Oh yeah, Irish.
That'd be cool. I haven't talked to him in a while either.
Yeah, there he is. Ugh.
I don't even know if my camcorder works anymore. I used my phone for the first video, and boy, that was a pain in the ass. I don't want to go through again.
Did I see on Facebook what I think I saw on Facebook? Was that Eagle as a cop?
Probably for a movie. I don't know. I don't do Facebook, bro. I mean, I do it a little bit, but I don't get into it.
Well, I know you've seen it because you said something Snidish, and I was like, "Is."
Well, I might have seen it, but I forgot about it. You know, because I don't remember it, so I probably forgot about it.
That was this morning. Dang, your brain's getting as bad as mine, man.
TJ ain't coming.
Why?
He's busy in his garden planting tomatoes and peppers.
Don't quit playing and come talk to Byron.
Yeah, well, apparently you didn't convince him well enough last time you talked to him.
Well, jeez. Guess not. Hear that, people? TJ'd rather be in the garden.
Dude, I'd rather be in the garden. I mean, I like you, and I like talking to you, but man, can you imagine? That'd be fun. If it wasn't damn hot, maybe. It's probably not as hot in Michigan as it is here. But.
Well, yeah, but TJ's got a nice backyard. And
yeah.
He's got his own house. And, you know.
I got a porch.
Well, you can put up tomatoes.
Right.
You know, put up a grating and then let the tomato vines run through. One thing is, you might have to put a little electrical wire around it so that people can't reach through and.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Hook that shit up to a car battery.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to do that without tomato plants because I've had people jump over the fence because my porch is fenced off. They jump over it. I don't know what they're doing half the time because jump out and leave before that. One person actually took my hose that I had hooked up, and then I didn't see him do it because if I had seen him do it, I would have kicked their ass or really been mad at least.
Or shot their ass.
But they put it in the middle of the road. I was like, what the fuck is that all about? So I had to go and get it and put it back. Stupid.
I just put a little battery on the side, and then next time they put their fingers on the fence to climb over it. Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
Yeah, I'm just tired of living in an apartment complex, man. I can't wait to get the hell out of here.
I don't blame you.
I've been here for 3 years now.
My kids want me and my wife to move into an apartment complex. I was like, hell no, you guys are sicker than a dog.
I don't know. There's good things about it and there's bad things about it. You know, something breaks, I don't have to pay for it. I just get maintenance to work on it.
Well, hell, same thing if you have a house. If like my air conditioner breaks down, he's got to come fix it.
That's because you're renting a house. Yeah. Renting a house and buying a house are two different things.
Yeah, well, if you're buying a house, that's different. But if you buy a house, you buy it new so that everything's got a...
Not if you're broke and your credit ain't that good, you don't buy it brand new.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be like in December. When that happens.
Buy a new built one for... Rebuilt one for about... Or not rebuilt. You built one for about $20,000.
Oh my God! Did you just say 20,000?
Uh-huh.
You need to recheck that figure. I'm sure it's more than that even in Kansas. But here, a brand new house here, you're spending at least $200,000 on, even for the.
Oh. Yeah. You guys got the high rent out there, or the high real estate.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna research.
We're gonna houses here for $6,000.
The last
There's two of them for $3,000.
Buying a house must have been 1995 or some shit, because it hasn't been that price in forever, man.
They got a housing project out here. You can buy them for $22,000, brand new, built for you to your specs.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
It's true. I'll get you the paper if you want me to.
Somebody get their Google Foo on and type it in the comments, man.
It's not in Google. It's in the paper. That's what the guy does. He probably runs the paper every day.
Nobody reads the paper. There is no paper. Once again, it's not 1995, man.
Kansas, damn it. That's the difference between Kansas and Arizona. Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
We still have a paper here.
Kansas, backward as hell.
Yeah.
Go back to 1995. All you have to do is go to Kansas.
That's right, damn it.
I can start wearing my mullet again.
That's right. Put on a cowboy hat, come down here. Some chaps.
Cowboy hat and chaps? No, man. I can do that here. 20-degree heat. It's not really fun.
Yeah, but you come to Kansas, you're going to sweat your ass off.
Yeah, the humidity is intense, man.
Oh, it is. Chills my breathing. Ugh. Hey, we got 4 watchers out there, guys.
Hey, 4 watchers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't know who you are, but I'm not watching the old feud. Today, I'm sorry. Having a bad day.
Right, yeah, and your internet might go out at any moment. So if the chat does go off air, it's all Kansas' fault with his stupid-ass modem.
Yes. AT&T's fault, goddammit. Don't blame it on Kansas.
Well, you're the one who hired them to be your internet provider.
I have no choice. They're the only ones that cover this little area. It's crazy. We have, okay, when we were in the other part of town in our old house, we had the highest that AT&T had at the time as far as modem, as far as speed. We get over here, we got the lowest speed possible because we're right at the end of 3 of their little cell tower, or their little towers. So we like get a lap over, but none of it's got speed.
Yeah, well, that's a risk you take, I suppose. Our internet's funky, too. I don't like it much. It keeps doing the same shit here, but if it happens, I just reset the modem and it comes back.
Well, I can usually reset the modem, but it gets to be, it's ridiculous. And then lately my modem, you reset it, you wait a half hour before the dang thing comes back on.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to check the chat, since you can't.
Okay.
If I can get my shit to work.
No.
Janky ass shit.
Yes. So anyway, I was watching today on the internet. Trump's really getting a lot of crap for his little deal he did. I mean, the man's trying to do a good thing, and give the vets money. And so the leftist news decides it's just going to excruciate him and make him look bad. It's like he stole it. And he went out there and he told him exactly where he sent the money to, word for word.
What do you guys think? Does he really need that money? I mean, why would he do it? Why would he even steal it? Why even bring that up? Because it's stupid. He doesn't need the money, and there's no reason for him to do that.
I know, it's just stupidity.
Yeah, well, they need something. I told you, man. They're gonna do whatever they can do.
I know the globalists. They got to stop. They got to stop him. The globalists are going to do everything they can to stop him. But it's stupidity.
Well, Lee Ralph in the comments says Kansas hot, never. LOL. What part of Kansas are you from? Unless he's joking and being sarcastic, which I totally understand. Dude, I got out of the car. I'm in Kansas. I'm eating, Kansas, and oh my God, I get out of the car and it felt like I just ran a mile. I could not breathe. There was too much water in the air or something. And it's
wet. By the time he got into my house, his whole front was wet. His sides were wet. He was like dying. And all he did was get out of the car and walk in my house.
And in the car, with the air conditioning on, it worked kind of, but mostly it just spit water out at me, man. That's just insulting, if you ask me.
Oh, man. But he did come. He stayed, and he went out shooting with me, and we blew up a cake. It was pretty nice.
A little tannerite, a little cake.
Yeah, my son, boy, his face. Oh, you can't hit it. He'll be sitting there shooting all day. Second shot. Bam.
Yeah, there were a lot of faces your boy made that day. My favorite is when they came out of the car and realized that I just given you a rifle. And they all be like, "Oh, what about my present? I didn't get no present."
Oh, my boy, he's a smart ass by nature, and couldn't tell where he got it from. Anyway, he
From your wife.
That's a lie.
I can talk about her because she gone.
That's right. She gone. So anyway, he got out there. Oh, damn it! The damn phone's going off again. Well, I ain't answering. He was anyway. He was in there, and he just found out that I had a YouTube because I didn't tell him I had a YouTube. Persona. And so anyway, he was in there skimming and laughing at me in my YouTube, and then he found out that he was giving me a gun, and it just totally killed him because all his gumption and thrust into that just splashed in his face.
Well, I'll tell you, to be quite honest, and I think I can be honest around you, he was actually starting to really upset me legitimately because of all the little snarky comments he was making, especially about your YouTube channel, about how, who the hell would watch this, and that's stupid, and this is retarded. He was going on, and I just started, don't do nothing you regret, Stinger. Don't do nothing you regret. Just keep your mouth shut. It'll all be fine in a minute.
He can rub you raw quickly. He's not my kid, but I love him to death. But he's got that way about him that just irks you sometimes.
So Lee Ralph in the comments. Well, also, by the way, Jay Watt is here. Hey, Jay Watt.
Hey, Joe Watt.
Lee Ralph is asking you, what part of Kansas do you live in? Kansas?
Southeast.
Southeast Kansas. Yeah, basically spitting distance from Missouri.
Where are you at?
He said he was northeast Kansas. And Rebel Solution says hi. He's in the chat now.
Rebel, I sent you a invite. Please come.
No, he thinks he's too cool to play. Come on.
Yeah, you don't want to come up and say hi. You don't love me.
Yeah, by the way, Rebel, I just finished shooting a video on this tank. This is the Hercules Rebuildable. It's very, very similar to the tank that you got, which is the Griffin 25. Very similar. So I'm hoping that that'll help you out. I want to be posting it on YouTube, hopefully probably tomorrow. I got to still edit it and then render it and then upload it. So it's going to probably be tomorrow. It's all going to be in hopefully 4K. I shot it on my phone, which I will never do again, if I can get my camcorder working. My camcorder hasn't been turned on in over a year and a half. So I don't know. It's not working yet. I'm hoping maybe it just needs a full charge. But this could be bad. What happens?
Let's see here. Who else? Let's see. Yeah, let's do.
And Lee Ralph is apparently from Crawford County originally.
Crawford County.
I
was born in Ellsworth County.
What's up?
In Ellsworth. So.
Rebel.
What up?
What up?
Finally got the cojones to come on here.
Well, you were talking shit, so I figured I better make an appearance.
A little shit. Not a lot.
I ain't make Kansas feel bad and shit.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to make me cry.
Especially after TJ's not coming.
Yeah, TJ already made me cry today.
So what are you doing, Rebel? What's on the docket for today?
Actually, I got to fill orders. Came in late this afternoon, so that's what I'm doing. I just thought I'd come in and say hello. My phone will get way too hot out here in the shop, so I won't be able to stay too long.
Right.
But I stayed up late in the interwebs and tracking down the perfect tobacco e-juice. So,
Right.
Any political thoughts while you're here?
oh, dude, I'm retired from that.
You're retired?
Yeah, I don't do political talk anymore. Got too many visits from the FBI.
You're so full of it.
And they say, no, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
So they said, hey, man, you keep up the rhetoric, we're gonna have to, gonna have to make an example out of you.
Too much.
You bearded freak.
It may let them make an example out of me.
Yeah. So I only talk political with Mule, and that's him telling me what's going on and me laughing and
Well, Mule, what do you think? I see you there.
God, that's a sexy shirt, man. I want one of those.
Oh, I bet. I want one of those. And my birthday's coming up.
Yeah?
The 6th, yeah.
Nice. How old are you going to be? 29?
Yep.
Try it in the 40s there.
And the 40? You're not a day over 29.
Yeah, well, no, they're not a day over 16.
Right on. Yeah, I just,
Of course, my wife
what.
is not a day above 2, so.
I don't know.
I've been busy spending Rebel's money on all this vape gear stuff, but it got me interested in making videos again. So.
Well, good. Can I get a link to the channel? Because I couldn't find it, and you don't have it on your channel. So
I think I might go ahead and put it on the Poison Stinger channel, to be honest.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you're in the market for a new logo then.
Yeah, and a camera, apparently.
Right?
I had to dust it off, man. It was sitting so long it had a layer of dust on the top. And now it's not turning on, so I don't know. I'm charging it right now, but...
I think my son took my camera. I haven't seen it. I had no use for it, obviously, so...
Right.
But that's soon to change.
I used my phone to shoot the video. Right, I shot a video today. I'm editing it as we... Well, not right now, but... Anyway, it would shut off and say, the phone is too hot. You got to cool it off before it can keep recording. Fuck!
Yeah. That's what my phone's doing when I talk on these Hangouts. And I have my...
Right in the middle of the shot, too. It doesn't give you no warning. You're like talking and then...
Yeah. Yep.
Well, those things are actually just supposed to make phone calls. So
They're supposed to spy on us. They don't really need to work for anything other than that.
well, you do it. Yeah, that's true. So and they seem to be doing it more and more these days.
Oh,
Every day.
for sure.
Has anybody heard the fun stories out of San Francisco where the FBI is hiding fucking microphones all over the city?
Oh no! Shit.
No,
In
no,
bus
I
stops,
heard that.
everywhere in public, and it's perfectly legal because it's in public, right? And they're recording citizens in every public thoroughfare. So if you're in a public bus stop, if you're in a public park, if you're walking down a public street, right? The FBI considers themselves having the right to record you, and you know, they're coming up with them lampposts now that will record you and video you, and yeah, it's just the future is a glorious book called 1984 by George Orwell.
Globalist.
Holy shit! Wow.
And that's why I laugh. You know, I mean, I'm having so much fun this political season. I got lefties fucking agreeing with me shit I said a year back. You know, I just seen a big fucking article about how much Reagan like Trump is, and it's like, yeah, fucking said that when he first started last August. You know.
And this comes from a cannabis camouflaged AK toting motherfucker.
Damn Skippy, man! And I called this fucking thing, and now I just heard this big thing about how Hillary is gonna get indicted. They're gonna change the rules so they could throw Biden and fucking Warren in, right?
What?
And Rebel, you know, I said that to you 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
I told you they're cheating bastards.
But it's just making me fucking crack up because if we think any of this political bullshit is going to change one fucking thing, whoever gets in, we're all feeding ourselves. You know, we're drinking the Kool-Aid
Before he gets in.
Wait a minute. There's no
We're
hope.
willingly drinking the Kool-Aid.
What do you mean? There's no hope and change.
Yeah, the only change you're going to get is changing your fucking drawers, man.
So, which hole do you want to be fucked in this 4-year span?
Nah, dude, you're getting fucking all of them. Every single one. If you got an extra one, it's getting nailed there.
Okay, which one do you want the lube with?
Dude, I'm just telling you, man.
Trump's doing pretty good. I think
But dude, he ain't gonna change shit. No matter how good he does, he'll just be a big fucking distraction, and it's not gonna change shit, right? So the reality of it is the fucking, you know, the way our system's set up, these people have found a way to fuck it up, right? Yeah. It was set up pretty well in the beginning, and they found ways to fuck it up ever since, right? And now we're at the point where we actually get nothing done except by these fucking executive decisions or ram through black deal bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing's on the up and up. Nothing's exposed. And when it is exposed, they just say, fuck you. We don't care. Yeah, we deleted a video that we fucking edited to make ourselves good, and you guys busted us. All good. Don't worry. We deleted it. Now you don't get to talk about it anymore. Are you going to investigate it? Investigate what? Investigate ourselves? Come on. Are you people really still talking that shit?
Right.
You know, and that was the State Department saying that.
I take everybody out of there that he asked to.
Dude, you think
look, somebody that has to be removed.
I want him there because I want him to try. Is he going to be able to accomplish it? Get fucking
I don't think
real.
so. You know, you never know. He's a fucking go-getter.
You're right. You never know. The one thing I do know is no matter who wins, I'm still going to stock up on fucking ammo, water, food, right?
Yep.
Because it don't matter who's in there, shit's going to go wrong for somebody, and, you know, whatever.
Who thinks Hillary will see a minute behind bars?
Oh, I don't think so. But I think just like I said, they're the White House. Everybody's readying Biden and fucking Warren, right? The establishment have got them in the wings, and they're going to see how far Hillary can get, right? They're pretty much counting on her getting New Jersey, but imagine if she doesn't.
Trump
right?
said
And
about
they're not sure. They're not sure what's going to happen in California, right?
Yeah.
So, and they no way in hell do they want Bernie Sanders,
No.
right? And anybody, right? Except the people that he talks to, right?
I think Bernie's going to take California.
I think so too. I think he might take Jersey. I think all this bullshit they keep talking in Jersey. Well, it doesn't matter. They don't want him either, right? They never wanted him. They just wanted him as what they thought was going to be a simple foil for Hillary to play off of, and he just dug in like the little rat fucking terrier he is, you know, and he ain't giving that shit up. He's like a little Jack Russell.
He's pretty good.
Well, no, he's a little fucking Jack Russell. You know, you give a little Jack Russell a rope and you start playing with him, their day's set.
Yeah.
They ain't letting go of that rope, and they ain't letting you stop playing with him.
Yep, that's true.
So
I mean, he's actually the only thing bad about Bernie is they're gonna get ugly because they're young kids that don't know no better, and they get pissed off. They don't know how to control.
No, now see, they're liberal young kids, right? They're these fucking overprivileged pieces of shit who don't want responsibility for fuck all. You didn't see Ron Paul fucking kids, right? When same age group, same demographic, you didn't see those fucking people go off and burn shit, right? They took their lumps, they didn't like it, they tried to change it through the system. That's a big reason why Trump's getting a lot of play. Right? Because there's a lot of ex-fucking Paul people who felt screwed over the last 2 fucking elections and said, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
And let me just put a disclaimer out there. I'm not talking politics on the internet, FBI.
He's not talking politics.
This is Mule 66, and it's after 420. So who's really the one to worry about?
All right, Ref's just, I like the paint shit camo.
I like it. Off the carpet.
Hey, fuck them. They ain't bothering to come up to my fucking door because I say it all out here when I get a mic and I feel like saying it.
Go. Well, the thing about it is, man, is this crew right here has been talking this type of stuff for a long time. We saw the writing on the wall. Many people that listen to us agree and saw the same things. Go, dog. And
Go back to my November and look. It says right on it everything that happened.
I'm gonna have to owe you guys pizza though if Hillary doesn't get the nod because I on that one, man. You know?
Dude, I think it was more than pizza we bet, but we won't go look at the videotape, will we?
Those are in FBI custody, so
I want like some non-GMO pizza.
Hey, I'm having fun on Twitter, guys. All fucking
it's all
people. I talked a guy into going with Trump. It was funnier than hell. He said, "Why should I go with Trump?"
Has to be dry.
I go because.
Looks
And I got the whole lane of information down on the guy, and now he's for Trump.
Well, hey, Rebel, what's this FBI bullshit talk? What, did the Jeep guy send somebody over to you or something?
I have a non-disclosure agreement. I can't say anything.
Yeah, well, I'll bounce out of this off air so fucking fast it's not even funny. So, and we'll go get this straightened out because, yeah, fuck that, man.
Fuck this.
Do with the Bundy Ranch, probably.
The horse they run in on.
It's just all so ridiculous, you know. The whole thing. There's nothing about it that is, you know, legit.
But that's why it's so much fun to watch, though.
Well, it might be if it was a movie, but, you know, this is our lives, man. This is our freedoms. This is our country. This is the, you know. Oh,
okay,
boy.
but tell me something I don't know. You know, we at the same time as we were calling all the shit we were seeing years ago, we were also providing the answer for a change, right? As I still say, the fucking structure's good, right? If you look at the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution, which enunciate good law, then and a blueprint for an active, together society with a little bit of help called education, right, educating people, then yeah, we can change, we can bring it back, make America great again, all that shit, right? But nobody wants to do that. They're all set in their fucking ways. Half the people in the goddamn country don't know what the Bill of Rights are, don't know what the Declaration of Independence is. They don't even know what the fuck the 4th of July is being celebrated for, right? Even though it's the wrong goddamn day anyway. But it's a symbol, it's just whatever, right? They don't fucking know, they don't fucking care, they don't want change, they want a fucking new iPhone.
Yeah.
Right? They want a new fucking, they want a new season of Name Your whatever show, right? Give them fucking bread and circuses. That's all they fucking want, right? And like we've always said, there ain't going to be no real change until the bread and circuses dry up, right? And the only way that's going to happen is through war. Okay, war, pestilence, famine, you know, the same shit that's happened throughout fucking history.
Stop, you're scaring me.
You know, but until then, right, and the fact that, like I said, I called half this, you know, I laughed about this shit way ahead of time, so now I'm just going to sit back and laugh and enjoy a beautiful, sunny spring day, you know?
With some sativa.
But that's, look, that's just a given, okay?
Right.
I'm in agreement with you, but also I believe somewhere in there it says that we get to, if they start acting like they did for what they had to fight for, then we get to go back and fight again. And I believe we need to do it.
I believe we do too, but no, most of the American people don't, because they ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
They ain't doing shit but complaining.
There's no, you know, I don't think there's that vigor left in the fight. I don't think the you know, America is just apathetic. It's like, oh, okay, you know.
I don't know. I think people are waking up to a fact that things are really that bad. And
They'll fight each other over political theater. They'll fight each other's skin tone, but they're not going to stand up and fight against a tyrannical government. That's what I meant.
I don't know. Things are changing real fast in that area. I know.
A lot of folks are in prison. Those are the things that have changed in Kansas. I can list 27 folks that stood up, you know, for their rights and are sitting in federal penitentiary. Yeah.
Well, so I can only actually name one, really, Cliven, right? Because Cliven didn't make it to fucking Oregon, you know. So Cliven's there for standing up for his rights. The rest of them, if they participated in Oregon, well, what the fuck did you expect to happen when you took over?
That's misinformation. There's folks that didn't step foot and break any laws in Oregon that are in prison
then I agree with you. For
2014, for actions in 2014, they're being charged with conspiracy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of vets that are in jail too, that for nothing. So, you know.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people in prison for nothing, right? So we can, again, this is just the. Yeah. Look, you want to know where most of the people, most of your revolutionaries will be, and already are, locked up in prison. Why? Because most people who have that revolutionary ilk, they break the law that they see as unjust. So, and they get caught at it, right? Because it's hard not to these days.
You should have your own radio show, dude, because you're dead on, dude. I could listen to this all day.
You asshole, you. Yeah. So my partner in crime in this radio show is trying to bounce out of responsibility again.
Hey, man. Like I said, I told you, man, I've been muzzled.
He got scared and he don't want to talk no more.
No, no, I'm the only one that don't want to talk. Mule ain't got no problem talking.
Oh, I know Mule don't have a problem. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, a little too close to home, a little too close for comfort. And you know, the real reason is I said everything I needed to say. I'm just repeating myself, and it's redundant. I don't even, you know.
But it is kind of redundant. But, I mean, and this is the thing with you bouncing on a radio show. Fuck you, because you know we're going to talk about more than just politics. I don't even give two shits about politics anymore. I generally laugh at it, you know.
Fun to talk about.
But I'd rather talk about, being a dad and rather talk about, guns, the beautiful day, how to fucking start a garden, all that shit rather than the
By
politics.
the way, how is that beautiful granddaughter of yours, by the way?
Still beautiful. And, I'd rather talk about that kind of crap because the politics shit, really, all you're going to get to do is vote. Voting is another fucking thing. Like I said in my video the other day, it's a right they tell you probably still have, but let's see if it never really counted in the presidential anyway when you understand the electoral college. So why the fuck are we talking about this? It ain't changing.
I like the way, though, that
distracting.
I like the way that you break it down, though. It's entertaining to me. So I don't mind listening to politics. I just don't have anything to add to it. It's just, what more can I add to it?
I can find it funny how every time they think they got Trump by the tail, he always turns around and fucks them up.
Look, like I've been saying, Trump just don't give a fuck.
That's the whole point. He don't care. He's trying to make his way for his granddaughter. That's his whole. I think his whole set is his.
I think he understands.
Something like that.
He's already said it. He's already said it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can chime in on this because I own a small business and people buy things from me, and I'll tell you right now, I have a large the black community is for Trump. The ones that deal with me anyway. So I'm like. It's crazy. So when people say, "Oh, there's no black folks that are into Trump," they're full of shit. Because I know it on a micro scale, right? And and it's funny to me when people say that and they think, "Oh, if you like Trump, you're a racist." No, actually, there's a lot of folks, Mexicans, blacks, you name it. They like Trump. Why? Because they're Americans first. Their race is not above and beyond country, and that's the real issue.
I have been on Twitter for I'm going on 3 months now. I haven't been on that long. I started off. I'm at about 364 followers. Really haven't been on all that much in the 3 months, but this last probably 2 weeks I've spent more time than any. But it's funny how not out of that 365, I'd say probably 300 of them are all Trump people.
See, I knew you were younger than you stated because only young folks mess with Twitter, dude. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, you know what I mean? Stinger, you got Twitter?
I have an account that I haven't touched in like 5 years.
Neil, you got Twitter?
The Green Dragon does that.
Okay, so that was a 2-no just for the politicians in the crowd. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Twitter.
For that.
So
I took a poll that was on there. out of the 10 people that did the stupid poll, they were all above the age of 45.
Too old to fight,
Well,
yeah.
Listen, on your point of the fact that there's a bigger rainbow coalition behind Trump than most people think, you nailed it on the head. Is it becomes country first, right? Yep. So people who came here legally, who worked hard, spent all that fucking time, effort to get here, they don't want motherfuckers that just jumped the border and did it for half the price to get a play.
Oh, I know.
You can't blame them for that, right? The people that come here and want to become citizens, and we know a few of them here on the internet, right?
Yep.
And they worked hard for everything they got to come here, and they had to learn the history of this country, and they had to learn because that's why America is still the greatest nation on the planet, because people do come here and get to understand the ideals of what made this country great. Right, and now it's the ideals that did it. The actual actions did it in part, but we also fucked up many places along the way. No argument from anybody with a brain. But we are the only country that's ever tried to not reparations, but we tried to change. When we saw we were doing something fucked up and wrong, we tried to change it. And when we tried to change it, we did our best to do so to really live up to the ideal of all men, men and women, let's say, are created equal.
Yeah, but
right?
See, there's a problem with that. Now it's a transgender world, so everything we knew and loved is gone.
It's all bluff and bullshit. It's all about the globalist New World Order bullshit.
Look, all that bullshit, that transgender, whatever, yada yada, culture wars bullshit, doesn't change the fact that people are not they come to this country for the freedoms and the greatness that this land once had. Right? We're giving that up on a daily basis. Okay? We're giving up our greatness for nothing, for the globalists, like everybody says, for the fact that they just want to keep the rich want to be rich and they want everybody else to be troglodytes.
And see, the thing is, the globalists right now, if they are about to win, if they win and we become the globalist society, the New World Order that they want to be, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights will be null and void. So
Stop! Okay, here's my only bitch, and if this does happen, people are going to eventually go, I'm not listening to any of these fucking laws. And they will rise up when they get stepped on enough. When they feel enough pain, when the fucking blood and food and circuses quit, right? The bread and circuses quit.
But yeah, but the thing is, the New World Order itself, if it passes and where they're going to get it, there's only two things standing in their way right now. The Bill of Rights and our guns, and by doing a martial law, they can get our guns, and then after that, they do away with the Bill of Rights, and then we're global. At that point, we're under a
Kansas.
Hey, I gotta bounce, guys. Nice talking with you. No, the wife's home, and I got work to do.
Oh no, Andre, talk to you later.
Later.
But go ahead.
Well, I'm just trying to let you know, buddy, you're thinking these things still apply. They don't. The Bill of Rights does not apply. Okay, any longer. No, dude, I can show you free speech being shut down. I can show you the right to assemble being shut down. I can show you step by step. I can go through the first all the way through the Bill of Rights, every single one of them, and show you where it no longer applies.
But I can show you where it's backed off just a little bit. We've won a few battles here and there through them. We haven't totally lost it yet, but we're damn close.
No, dude, it no longer applies, man. Our government is tyrannical. It doesn't give a shit what we want. It doesn't give a shit what we do.
I'm just saying that's the only thing holding them back is because there's still those laws on the book.
No, brother. The only thing nothing's held them back. They're going at the pace that they want to go. Nothing's held them back yet. Nothing's put them in check. Every politician in the past, my whole lifetime, that screamed about how they want small government has done nothing but help the globalists, make big government, make people more and more dependent, give away our manufacturing, all that shit. So yeah, to say that any of the things that we were taught still apply is, I don't know. I just can't. I don't look at it that way any longer. I'd like to think so, but it's just not true.
Well, I believe we still got a small chance. But it's with Trump. If he don't wins,
the only way we get out of this is with a revolution or secession.
Because Trump re-puts his administration in there, it fucks up everything. Only thing is, it doesn't do nothing because he's still got one main problem. He's got to deal with Congress.
Well, and that's the thing. It's Congress is going to shut down Trump even if he wins, right?
Yeah. It's going to be hard to get. He'll get a lot of it done, like the wall. I'm sure he'll get done. They'll give him some things because it'll be the power of the people they'll push it. But after probably the first 6 months, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the main shit that would fuck them up, they'll stall him out.
All he has to do to get the wall built is get the funding for it, because the wall's supposed to already have been built. It's already in law. It's in law from the original Reagan amnesty back in '86.
Yeah, they never built it.
And then it was put into law again under Bush 2, right? So yeah. So guess what? He doesn't have to do much. He just has to have the funding for it. That's why he says he's going to get Mexico to pay for it.
The wall is a definite. That's no-brainer. And I'm sure he'll get some help with the vets. But the thing is, what I don't see happening, and the thing is I do see happening, is they're going to stall him out because he's going to try to go by Congress, in which is going to be a clusterfuck. Because over Ryan, that's the reason Ryan's giving in, saying, okay, let Trump come ahead, because of the fact he knows Congress is just going to stall him out.
Well, you know, he doesn't have to do shit with Congress if he does it right. I mean, seriously, he could just spend his first 4 years doing nothing but cleaning up the fucking government, because he's supposed to be the executive of it. He's supposed to be head boss in charge, CEO of USA Inc., right? So he could not have to fuck with Congress at all and just clean up all the government and lean it down and get good managers in there, like a good company, let's say. I'm not saying he's a good businessman, but say if he is, and he puts in good managers over the heads of all these departments, and they don't need to talk to Congress at all to cut from government budgets.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what he says he's going to do, is clear it out. I mean,
all right. Can you guys hear me? Because I was cutting out.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the Harley Hub. He's new, so welcome and thank you for joining.
Yes.
He says sometimes you got to think the only thing to do is let them sink us all the way. Maybe. Also, Bikes and Bullets is out there, and he said statute law municipality, I can't speak, code and ordinance are used against individuals. The Bill of Rights and the Constitution, state and federal, are never mentioned in courtrooms by the courts. And you know what? I have that on act because we went to the courthouse to fight a red light traffic camera, the one that accused us, and they tried to say that it was the person who operates the cameras or whatever, and we were totally against that. And before the court even started, though, they tried to finagle her to admitting guilt that she actually ran this red light. Don't you think, you know, you should just, if you just come out, I mean, we have it here, so you just say you do, and we'll get this done and over with real quick, yada, yada, you know. And so she comes up to the court and says, you know what, you guys are trampling on my rights, you know, because you're trying to swindle me into saying that I did something that I did not do, which she totally did, but she said, you know, she stuck to it, I did not do. You know, and it's totally against the Constitution. The lady's like, the Constitution does not apply in a, you know, traffic court or whatever. And I was like, I wasn't the one on trial, so I couldn't speak up, but inside I was screaming, the Constitution applies everywhere. This is America. You know, but
it's true. I mean, it is a fleeting thing, though. And Mule's very much right on that factor.
Oh, I agree with you. I think you're wrong, Kansas. I think this country's fucked. I don't think Trump or anybody, I don't even think if I got elected, I could change this shit around. The only thing us or two is enough is enough, but we don't want anything to do with the United States anymore. And of course, whoever's in the United States, it's going to be the whole, you know, South versus North again, because you know they're going to try to keep the Union together. Same way the South left, and they said we don't want a war. We just don't want to. We don't want to be part of the states anymore. We don't want to be part of the United States. They wouldn't have it. That's why the war started.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it comes to the factor that we have to do the Civil War, that's the last thing. That's the reason I've been holding off on Trump. I'm even thinking about it, but a lot of people have stopped to wait for Trump. The thing is, Trump is the one thing that they haven't been able to stop, and the globalists are fucking scared. they're pulling so much shit, it's not even funny trying to go at him. The only thing is, if they kill him, well then, yeah, they won. And then you're right. If you're right, and it is the end of this, pretty much, we're going to be in there quickly, you know. And the thing is, to be back with a king, we ain't going to have nothing.
Look, they don't need to assassinate Trump to end this, to keep the fucking game going. All they need to do, and it's the thing that we're brewing towards when you look outside of our country, is global war, right? We got the Chinese rattling the sabers in the fucking South China Sea. We got the Russians rattling the sabers over in Europe. We got the fucking Muslim invasion of Europe, which is just what it is. Even the Dalai Lama could see that shit, right? So all we have to do is end up in global war, and all the people are going to jump right in line, and we're going to say, okay, we have to go to war, blah, 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 all over again, just like they did 9/11, just like they did, you know, December 7th. You know,
Trump don't really want to go to war.
No, Trump doesn't. Trump doesn't. But there's a time. Look, Trump would, if Trump gets in and there's no war, we are going to turn into an isolationist type country. He is going to start looking, because that's the smart way to do, right? We need to fix our own first. Our country, our infrastructure is falling apart. We could restart our economy just focusing on infrastructure in this country and only buy materials that were made and machines made here. We could kickstart it all. An even faster way of doing that is doing a war, a full global war, not the fucking Iraq bullshit where we're buying half our shit from China, but a full global war where we have to get our own shit from our own places. That would bring the lead plants back online, the steel plants back online, all that shit back online, right? And it would be a 2-year kick up to do so. But Trump would not have a choice if we get attacked from any of the major players. You know what I'm saying?
The funny part is, and this is the funny part, I get it, is Putin respects him, and so does Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, those aren't like great fucking endorsements. You know, that's like fucking
that's
David,
the funniest part.
That's like David Duke endorsing them. You know, it's just not the greatest thing to hear, but they're free to do so. You know,
they are. And the thing is, that's the funny part, because it's the ones that you would not expect to even deal with us in that way and worry about our you know, United States. But Putin respects Trump, and that is something that is interesting.
I don't know what to tell you.
I think Putin would stop the minute Trump got in.
No, Putin has his own agenda. This is the thing that we got to remember. If you look at it, anytime you look globally, you need to look to every other country has their own fucking agenda, and they're doing what's best for them. Think of countries like individual human beings. They really only give. For the most part, countries just give a fuck about their own shit.
Yeah.
And what they can get from other countries, and what kind of power they can project over other countries. Trump, he wants to make America great again, and the only way to make America great again is to focus on America. And that scares the shit out of the whole rest of the world, because they don't want to see America great again. When America was great, it dominated the world but not in a way that anybody could truly control.
Yep. And see, that's just it. That's what Trump's plan is, and that's why I'm hoping he does it and he gets it pulled off, because then that stops the global.
Right. I gotta bounce for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Good. Russ, where'd you go? Oh no, I'm by myself, folks. Oh, well, anyway, I don't know if my Kansas friends out there, but it's hot. It's been humid lately here. A lot of storms coming through, but they go around us up towards your way. And it's nice to see the rest of you come. Welcome to the new players. I'll try to get this every Thursday. I think I'm running a little late today. I'm not even sure.
That's debatable. What's up? I go to use the restroom. I go to use the restroom while you and Mule are talking, and this is what happens. So, I'm so glad you started talking about the weather, because I am so tired of hearing you suck Donald Trump's dick. I swear to God, dude. He's not the savior. He's not.
Well, I just believe that he's our last chance before it gets fucking rough.
I think he's the lesser of two evils. Just like every single election I have ever been a part of, it's always the lesser of two. Right? John Solar is out in the chat room. He was agreeing with Mule earlier. I had seen it, but you guys are talking, so I didn't interrupt. But about how Trump is not going to necessarily save anything unless there's a war or something like that. And, you know, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it doesn't really matter what Trump does. Let's say Trump does everything you want him to do. Next president comes in, it could be a Democrat. They could change it all back.
And it all goes to hell. But, you know, after 4 years, we don't have to worry about it. Then I'll be dead by then. I mean, I don't think I'll be around by then. I won't worry about it by then.
Well, just like Trump doing it for his kids, you got to do it for yours too, you know. Yeah. And I don't know, prepare, man. That's my thing right now. Is I'm not technically prepping, but I'm learning skills. Yeah. Right. I know how to operate a solar cooker. I know how to operate 3 different types of solar cookers. I know how to make a fire without matches or a lighter. I know how to ferment vegetables and keep them indefinitely, which is nice. I know how to can, and I know other things. So I'm doing better in my health because I quit soda again. I haven't smoked in 3 years, which is awesome. I vape, but I vape at such a low nicotine that if I really didn't want to vape anymore, I could totally stop. I've gone without a vape for over a day without any problems. It's just like, I wish I could vape because I like it. I enjoy it, right? So, I don't know. You know, prepare it. Get yourself together. Get those skills. Learn shit.
Welcome.
Hey, John.
How do?
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead. I just wanted to say welcome.
Oh, no, that's cool. Mule's back, too.
What's up, John?
How you doing, Mr. Mule?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Doing good. Surviving.
How's the family? Everybody good?
Yeah. I think you knew that Kian's back from Japan. He's been here. He leaves in like next week. So it's been a whirlwind to cram as much in as we possibly can.
And that's why I'm asking, because I know you getting to spend time with him has got to be the best thing going right now. You both your boys together again, man.
Oh my heavens! They took me on a whirlwind yesterday. They had me out doing bumper cars and laser tag, and had my first Five Guys burgers and fries, and it was a wild day.
Good. I bet it was good for both the boys and you.
Oh yeah. Rhett was very happy.
Probably felt pretty good after that.
No, I'm in a lot of pain. Yeah, the laser tag was fine. It's those round. Those were weird. It's a round bumper car that spins randomly, and you just it was painful.
I gotta go to a wedding tomorrow. Actually, I've had a good week with kids. They've all been over, and they're trying to figure out me a TV now because my TV blew. So I literally have nothing to do but sit on the computer.
Well, why don't you put the TV on your computer? You can do that, you know.
Yeah, you can.
You can watch TV on your computer without uploading a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You can just sit there. I mean, lots of times, I think, do you have Netflix or any of that? Or
yeah, I got Netflix.
You can get that on the computer.
Yeah, I watch all my. Well, I have a Roku, right? I cut the cable cord a while ago, probably a year or two ago, and I just have a Roku. I got a subscription to Sling, which gives me AMC so I can watch The Walking Dead, the only show I really gave a shit about. And then I got Netflix and Hulu for any of the other ones I might watch once in a while. But I am so surprised. Like, when I first cut the cable cord, I was scared. I was like, oh, crap, be able to watch any of my shows? I'm going to be just dying over here.
I can't. I got Hulu and I got
but I have.
Netflix, and I still can't get the one thing I want, and that's Scorpion.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of ways to get that, but there's another one. I forget what it's called, but it's even better than Sling TV, where it's, I don't know, it's a gray area of the law. But anyway, I was worried that I was going to be, missing out on all these shows, and to be honest, I am very happy because I don't miss most of those shows at all. I find myself, the TV's off most of the day, whereas it used to be on running even when I wasn't technically watching it. It'd be on, eating my power and, charging me more money for that. So it's rarely on now, if at all, only for a little bit.
Yeah, we're the same way. We cut the cord years ago, haven't looked back since, been enjoying it. And if you want any particular show, try Amazon Prime too. Amazon Prime as well is really good with that, from what I'm understanding.
Does it have Scorpion? That's the only one I want.
It might.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute you, John, while you're on the phone. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to be hooked up to a cable as long as you got internet anymore.
Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, is watching it. But I had it tied to the TV, where I didn't have. I mean, I didn't have, regular TV or anything. I just had it would go through my Xbox and.
So, I know. We do the same thing. We do it through, but now we do it through a laptop, and being the TV's a smart TV, right? Yeah. So it does Wi-Fi. So we just Wi-Fi it from the laptop right to the watch movies, watch TV shows, whatever.
That's what I've been doing, is from the Xbox.
Yeah, I don't have a smart TV. I had to get a Roku, and now I have an Xbox One, and right now I'm doing it through the Xbox, but I have the Roku as well, and because I don't have a smart TV. But I cut the cord literally the same month that I paid off our TV, and I was like, oh, hell no, we got it. We can't do it on the computer, because we already had Hulu and Netflix on the computer. It's like, no, I just paid this TV off. Screw that. I want to get some use out of it still, So
I got Hulu. I watch Rainier Land, in which is the best for getting any new movies, basically. Rather than that, I just don't really watch much.
Yeah, they can see The Walking Dead. We watched Rainier Land for a long time because it had The Walking Dead on it, and then just last season we found out about Sling TV, and the main reason I wanted to do Sling instead for The Walking Dead is because I liked The Talking Dead afterwards, all the extra shit. So, that's something to look into. Sling TV, I think it was like $20 a month. We only get during the season, so it's not too bad. And then, of course, Netflix and Hulu, and then Rainier Land for movies and TV shows. And I really wish I remember the name of it. I'll have to ask my wife. There's another program out there. As I said, it's in the gray area of the law, but you can get HBO on that, live HBO on that, and a lot of other channels.
Gray area.
Let me know about that one, because I don't know that one.
Well, Rainier Land is kind of a gray area too, right? But you can legally sell the equipment. You can legally. I don't know it enough to be talking about it, to be honest. I should shut up. So.
Hey, Stinger, have you tried hooking your computer up to your TV? Do you have a
no.
Does it have a VGA hookup in the back?
Yes.
You can hook it right up to your TV and enjoy it on your TV.
We've done it kind of. Well, we haven't done that. We haven't done it with the wires, but I have done it via Bluetooth or screen share or whatever that is.
Oh yeah, if you got that.
Sometimes on. Yeah, because Rainier Land is on the computer. I can't do that on the TV, so we'll just project it to the TV and watch. We watch Star Wars, the new one, on that.
Yeah, that's what we do too. And I watched. Let's see. I saw Star Wars. I saw. What is it? The new Batman, Superman one, which sucked.
Yeah, that was.
I saw
actually went to.
That was wrong.
All the ones everybody's telling me to go to movie theaters for, I just watch on there. So
My daughter's upset with all of you that don't like Batman vs Superman. She loved it. We went to the theater and watched it, and so she absolutely loved it.
I never.
She was hyped about it though. For what?
I never thought I'd say I'd go to a Batman's. Well, I'm a little older, so yeah. But I never thought I'd go see a Batman Superman movie with those stars with that much hype, and to watch it and think that man, I really wasted my time.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think I thought I wasted my time on the George Clooney Batman. At least the kids laughed and got some toys, you know.
I couldn't stand that the one with the penguin. Was it Danny DeVito?
Yeah, but
that was just nauseating.
Oh, dude, I love those. Those are Batmans that were done by Tim Burton. I'm a big Tim Burton fan, but I didn't know who he was at the time when he made Batman 1 and 2. But I liked those the most because they were the most realistic. Whereas after that, they became so comic bookish.
I think it was just the I think it was just the penguin. I just could not. I don't know that the rest of the movie was okay. The rest of the movie was okay, but I just thought the penguin portrayal was just
off the top.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me.
But that was the point of his portrayal. Like that was to make it. There was no appealingness to that character, right? So the Joker has an appeal to him, right? Catwoman, yeah, she has an appeal.
Yeah, she has an appeal.
But you know what I'm saying? He had to be the most disgusting character you've seen, and that's why it was so easy to hate him.
Oh yeah, he did a good job of that because I was like, damn, I wish that thing wouldn't even come on the screen anymore.
I don't know. I like Gotham. I like Gotham's rendition of the Penguin.
Oh, the guy that plays the Penguin in Gotham, and I'm a big fan of Gotham. He was on The Walking Dead. He was, I don't know if you guys remember it, but in I think the season before this one, he and his girlfriend Rick found them in a house, and then later on at the slaughterhouse when they're cutting everybody's throats, he was like one of the first ones that got his throat slit, and he was a pretty good actor on that.
Wasn't he in Terminus?
Well, that's where he got his throat slit. Yeah, that's where they found him later on.
Yes, and he was picked up on the road to Terminus. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He was on The Talking Dead, and so I got to know. Well, I got to know his character about an hour's long more than normal. And so then when I saw that he got a gig on Gotham, I was like geeking out. I was like, well, that's cool.
What time is it there?
8 minutes to 6.
8 minutes to 6.
So 5:52.
Yeah, so we were early. Thank you very much.
No, you said you were like 10 minutes early.
It means 5 o'clock your time. 3 o'clock mine.
You were about 10 minutes early when you started up with Rebel.
6:50, so I need to dial mine back a little.
Yeah, daylight savings time is a bitch.
Yeah.
And my watch picks up one of those atomic signals, the atomic signals that kick out to keep the time.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's solar powered. It's a fucking G-Shock. I'll tell you what. I've been swearing by these fucking watches, the G-Shock watches, since they came out. The very first one. Very first one I had almost fucking almost 7 years. Everyday wear watch that got beat up on a job site every fucking day. And ever since, I've worn a fucking G-Shock every day.
Yeah, we like the was it the Echo Drive by Citizens. I just got this one for Christmas, so it's not that old, but the one I'd gotten for my wife, dude, I got that back in 06, 07. Still working just fine.
Yeah, I used to love automatic watches, and I've always had, to me, that's my jewelry, is watches. But I'll tell you what, for a working watch, a tactical watch, whatever the fuck you want a watch that's going to just be what Timex used to claim they were, get a G-Shock. I've had them run over by pavers. I've had them fucking and still work. Just picked it up out of the blacktop after after going through the machine because it fell off.
Yeah, Yeah.
Picked it up, brushed it off. The rubber's a little melted in spots, but right back on the wrist.
That's what my wife needs, something like that, because she just burns through them.
Dude, and the batteries last forever. This one's a solar, so I think this is the last watch I'm probably gonna ever fucking buy. I don't have to set the thing. I don't have to worry about a battery for it. You know, it just go out in the sunshine and it'll work.
Yep.
You know.
There you go.
So,
And I've yet to been able to destroy one without a hammer or maybe a bullet, but you know.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
went to my doctor this week, and she told me she don't know why I'm still alive. She said by every means I should be dead. I was like, Jesus, doc.
That's a awesome, unique bedside manner she has there.
Right?
She's really nice, and don't you think?
I mean, gee, I had to look.
It makes me feel so special, you know. It's like, gee, thanks, because my wife said, you know, you need to talk to your people in the hospital because, you know, they kept telling me that he wasn't coming home. I needed to deal with the fact that he was dying and that he was either going to be laying here on a machine the rest of his life or he was going to die, you know, and that I wouldn't be out of that hospital ever again. And the doc looked at her and goes, well, to be a fact, we don't know why he's out of the hospital.
Gee, and she used all those words in a sentence, too, huh?
Yeah.
What an amazing doctor.
Aren't you happy that you pay her, right? Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks, Doc. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, it made me feel about, you know, yay good, you know, real good bedside manner.
I don't know. I like my doctor to have some hope, tell me what I need to do in order to fix the shit that I've done wrong, but at the same time, I want him to be open and honest enough to say, if you don't, this is what's going to happen. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's important, but once you open your eyes, how about a little positive?
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. She finally, at the very end, gave a little positive. She said, well, since you're here, she said, I am going to try to get you allergy shot. So it's like, geez.
Since you're still able to pay the bill.
Yeah, pretty much. Right? See,
Right.
I got a doctor, and he's an old country type doctor, right? He don't lie. He don't bullshit you. He'll tell you straight out, at least for me. You know, he doesn't try and sugarcoat shit. And he has no problem with telling me I'm an idiot for smoking as long as I have, but I'm doing real good with the diet and the blood pressure and the other shit. But he's like, you know, if you'd be doing even better if you quit the smoking thing, you know. And I'm like, no, you know what? Yeah, whatever. I'm like, fuck you. Look, last vice. Okay, I gave her heroin. I'm keeping nicotine. Fuck you. You know.
Well, in that case, good job, Mule.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, right, so perspective, right? So I'm 50 years old. I've given up a ton of shit in my life. I'll eventually probably give up cigarettes, but not yet. You know? Cut me some slack. This is one of the last things I got left. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Not giving up coffee either. You can just go to hell. I'll die if you fucking give up coffee.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen for me ever.
Yeah, never. I've been drinking coffee longer than I've been smoking cigarettes, and I've been smoking cigarettes since I was fucking 11 years old.
I mean, 52, I just gave them up.
Ashy.
Yeah, see, I got at least 2 more years, right? So.
But I'll tell you right now, it never worked until this vaping came out. Never worked until it came out.
I tried everything, man. I tried Chantix even, and that fucked with your brain chemistry, and it affected me for 3 years. After I'd gotten off of it, I only took it for 2 weeks. You know?
Yeah, it's still affecting your brain. I mean, no big deal.
I took that Chantix shit for like not even a week, dude. The first bad dream, I was done. You know, first of all, I don't need to be reminded of bad shit I've done in my life, and second of all, it was bad enough in the way it happened. I don't need the extra fucking crazy shit that Chantix brought with it, especially when I sleep with a gun next to me.
Right?
Oh, shit.
You see that commercial, and it's like the commercial's like all you know, birds and unicorns and all this for like literally 10, 15 seconds, and then there's 45 seconds of, and here's a list of all the crazy, insane shit that'll probably happen to you. And when it leads off with, you know, suicide,
they only emphasize a few of them, though, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't forget the anal seepage.
yeah, I mean, good Lord. So I want to kill myself. There's stuff leaking out of me, and I may wake up and do some horrible, horrible shit. No, I'll smoke. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I said. Right? I was like, yeah, because the doc tried to get me on that shit. I took less than a week, and I was like, dude, no, I can't do that. And he's like, why? I'm like, because I woke up, I wanted to strangle the wife, the kids, and everybody on my block. You know?
Is that all?
And take over the world, right?
Yeah.
I thought I was the brain and Pinky in the brain. I just needed a pinky with me, you know?
I'm sure this will be your pinky.
But I'm just
And
saying.
They put little old gals on that. They put little old gals on that stuff. You can imagine, man.
I
Grandma
was
standing over you with an entrenching tool going, let's talk about the shit you've done.
Yeah, man. I was not doing it. And I know myself well enough, you know, I'm secure enough with who I am as a human being to know that was not going to be good for me if I kept that up. And smoking isn't. Look, I enjoy it. I don't give a shit about all the laws. I don't listen to most of the laws they give about it, so I don't care.
But if smoking took you or did something to you, it's going to do it to you.
Yeah.
If you take that crazy ass shit, pardon my French, there's no telling. You know, you could make a really stupid mistake.
Yeah.
And you're not all there, but as soon as you're off it, you get to live with that regret.
Well, I'm not all there anyway, so that wasn't going to help shit.
Here's some more bullshit about our government that I just thought of right now. There's all these laws. You got to have your seatbelts. You got to wear helmets when you drive your motorcycle. You got to do this because of your safety. But go ahead and buy all the cigarettes you want. The FDA approved that shit.
Well, they approved.
Well, that's because
came out before the FDA. Well, hold on. Let's be honest. Smoking came about before the FDA, right? Long before, right? So that government agency didn't show up until they figured out they needed to tax it, they needed to regulate shit, right? But they're not even allowed to touch tobacco.
I know.
The FDA can't touch tobacco. The tobacco deals with its own special sin thing they came up with called ATF. Right? Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Why is tobacco in there? You know, when you look at that, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms should be a convenience store, right? But it's not.
It's
here's the thing.
Cash.
How is it the ATF is not taking over the vaping thing then, and it's the FDA? Because they're considering it a tobacco product. They're considering the batteries a tobacco product, hence ATF, not fucking FDA.
Because they can.
There you go.
Because they know they have to go through the Food and Drug Administration because they have to consider the nicotine a drug in it.
Yep.
Right? But they don't know how to be able to tax it to consider it a drug, so they have to label it like it's tobacco, even though and this is where they're going to fuck themselves in court because the FDA, right, regulating shit like it's ATF jurisdiction. But they don't care. This is the whole thing when we were talking earlier about the Bill of Rights. They don't give a shit about the Bill of Rights. What the fuck do you think they care about interaction between agencies and, you know, them stepping on each other's dicks law-wise? They just don't care.
Nope, not at all.
No.
They literally are making up. They're literally making up rules as they go. I mean, look at Obamacare. I mean, good Lord, to get the whole thing, backdoor stuff, you gotta vote it in first, then you can read it, and then all of a sudden, nope, that's not going to work. We got to make changes on that. So they just stop and go, okay, well, the employer mandate, we won't do that right now, and they're just sitting there rewriting it. It was pure insanity.
Aren't you supposed to take that back up to Congress, or is it Congress? I don't know. Aren't you supposed to try to get that passed for every single little change you put in there?
Yeah, but he doesn't care. He claims executive privilege for this and for that and for this and for that.
Yeah, to think anybody gives a shit. I mean,
fucking reverse racism is what that is. They don't want to do it because then they'll be labeled as racist.
It's ridiculous.
The biggest bitch everybody has about Obamacare, right? Remember when they first came out, you got to pass it so you can read it?
I told you all. I went and read that shit that time, right before the election. And I told you all it was going to be a bunch of shit.
And it's been nothing but.
We all agree.
Right, and that's the thing, is to think that they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want with this vaping thing, even though it's actually kind of unconstitutional for them to even touch this fucking shit. They're going to anyway, right?
They're claiming that in my neck of the woods, in Maine, Maine has these special little laws now where smoking in public is illegal, smoking on government property is illegal, including, and this is the one I don't understand how in the hell you even make that go, is you're not allowed to smoke in your car on government property. Can't do that. So now they've lumped in vaping because what they're claiming is nobody's proven indisputably that there's no harm caused to other people as a result of it. Since they haven't proven it, they say.
Oh, there's been plenty of studies, but apparently it's not enough, and it will never be enough.
Oh no!
No matter what? That's the way that little fucker.
And what will happen next is another habit will come out, something else will come out, and people will do that. I mean, good Lord.
No. What will happen, John, is the same thing that's been happening all over the fucking country, right? So what happens? The government says you can't smoke in your car on government property. So either people will go out to McDonald's and smoke, or they'll say fuck you and sit in their car and smoke, right? You can tell people they can't smoke in a hospital, but you go in the fucking corridors of the stairwells and you'll find cigarette butts, right? People don't give a shit. They're like, if I got to hide to do my thing, I'm going to hide and do my thing. They get sick and tired of the nanny state telling you everything you have to do. So this is where we are in dangerous territory. When the government doesn't follow its own fucking laws, then why should the people? Right?
I've always wondered what
there's only two big things that I haven't seen happen yet on the Obamacare, and I don't know if it was because it got held back or that they erased it. But the two things that I remember that they haven't done, and one of them is they had a point in there that the family, or like guys like me or anybody that like is disabled and can't, and like in their quality of life is in the bottom of like a 50% marker. You're supposed to take death counseling. And I haven't seen that happen yet, and I haven't seen the one with where schools, it's supposed to be year-round schools where kids go to school for year-round, so that it would cut down on the amount of food, so the food to keep obesity off the kids. And that was the only two things I haven't seen happen.
That counseling thing, I only got irritated with it for one reason, and that's that we got soldiers coming back that are so scattered right now, that are so like, I mean, they're literally coming. They're at 100 miles an hour. They jerk them out of the action. They come back here and it's zero. And they're supposed to decompress and situate all, and they don't give them any help. Look at why do we have so many organizations? And people are going to get pissed off. Just hear what I say before I get upset. Why would we have so many organizations helping veterans? I'm a vet, so I'm not against helping vets. I'm just saying that we should be doing it. They should come back. That should be part of the military of what separation.
Yeah, but John,
for when they come home, so that they have somebody there to counsel with them, to check in on their families, to help them uplift, keep their family going, get them reenacted into the public, and and that way everybody works together to help go forward. And there's always somebody there if they need some help or someone to talk to.
Because I mean, it's not. No matter what, that's not daddy anymore. This is a new daddy. Or when dad comes home, or when this is a new mommy when mommy comes home, or when your son comes home, this is a different kid. And
John,
it's a new normal, and they don't get them ready for this at all.
No, they
don't want to. Right? They don't want to. Look at the experience that most vets have these days with the VA, and then you got the head of the VA coming out comparing the VA to Disneyland.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and doing that shit in public. So why
wasting,
are there so many organizations? No, I understand.
Such a disgust to me to see all of this garbage. That I mean, like, I think you should have counseling. I think you should have certain things when you have a terminal illness and all that stuff. But when they're pressing it so hard and they don't even want to look at these men and women coming home right now that are in dire, it just it sends me into almost a fit. It's just like you've got people that are out there on the front line doing all this stuff. They come home and they're just like, okay, you're cool. All right, have a good time. Make sure you turn in your stuff, and hey, we'll check with you later.
It was supposed to be mandatory, for guys like me after you turn 55, it was supposed to start being mandatory for anybody. And it's supposed to be mandatory, and then they were supposed to preach death to them so that they would get ready. And then Kevorkian thing, like they did down in California, is supposed to be available so that if they wish to do it themselves.
I mean, the best thing for someone who's terminal is to be around family. Number one, is to take that opportunity to mend fences and be close with the family and all that. Sitting around and preaching to them this, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You need to be ready to get your stuff. That's not the way you do that. I mean, that's just because there's been many people who they believed weren't going to make it that made it. So if you were surrounded by family and you spent all that time with family, and it was just people making you comfortable, and it was being around the family and all that. And then if something did go great and it didn't happen, you didn't have this whole preparing for the end, and then all of a sudden you're almost like, it didn't happen. What's going on? You're not disappointed, but it's like you got me all freaked out, and I'm all destroyed inside. I've been saying goodbye for freaking 9 months, and now I'm fine.
Well,
see, all this is the way. This is part of that whole long-term plan that people have had. I don't know why, but they've destroyed the family, right? Death used to be a family thing, right? Like you said, you're supposed to be around your family. Your family deals with it. You live your life until the day you fucking die, and then your family is sad. You used to have your wake in the front room of your home, right? And everybody would come over, bring food, blah, 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 say goodbye to their person, cry on the shoulders of the people around, and then you went about your merry. Buried your family, carried on, right? And hopefully name the next kid after the old man or old woman that died. You know what I mean? So that way you keep the traditions going. But we've so broken up the nuclear family here in this country and in Western civilization that now they have to counsel you with death. Fuck you, it's part of life. Everybody fucking dies. What are you telling me? Oh, you might die in 6 months. I might die in 10 minutes. I can walk out here, get shot, get hit by a truck, get hit by another fucking train. A meteorite can drop down from space and whack me on the head. You're going to die no matter what. The end of this whole game of life is death. And we all believe in some religion or hope we're right with some religion because we want some kind of an after what this life is. We don't know what after this life is, but we do know it's going to end someday.
That's one of the few certains. We all know we're going that direction. And when we get there, hopefully we're right with whatever it is that comes after that.
Mm-hmm. And, live your life the best you can and believe in what you believe in. And hopefully don't be a hypocrite and follow what you believe in. And maybe you'll find out on the other side this was just a test. See how you would do.
Yeah, you never know.
I tell you what, I've never hoped so much. I hate to say it, I do hope there is a civil war.
I don't, dude. I'll tell you what. For all the preaching revolution shit that I
don't see how else we're going to stop globalism. Well,
listen. I don't want war for anything. Okay, even at 50, and I'm not a soldier. I've never been in a war. I've been in violence, and the kind of scale of violence that wars create I'd rather not see in my lifetime. I'd rather my grandchildren don't see. I'd rather my children don't see.
I'll tell you this, Kansas. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mule. I'll tell you this, there are incredibly horrific decisions that you have to make that you do not want to make.
Yeah.
I won't go too deep into what they are, but I mean, there's some pretty bad decisions that would have to be made. I mean, you figure, I mean, if it ever happened, it's going to rip entire families apart just off of beliefs. It's going to take people that are in bad situations that can't fend for themselves, and it's going to make it impossible, basically impossible. So it's not something that anybody would really want to hope for.
I'm not saying it comes. I'm not saying that I really want it to happen. It just seems like the only thing that, I mean, if globalism goes through, we're going to be like under Parliament. You know, there's going to be a king above us, no rights. We ain't going to have no rights, in which we have some right now to a certain extent, like we are right now, but this won't be around.
Oh yeah, well, dude, no, understand something. The reason why nothing seems to change and why the people are so fucking apathetic, no matter how much evil still keeps going on, is because nothing really changed in their daily lives, right? Even 9/11 happened, and whereas in World War II, shit changed in everybody's life after we got attacked over in Pearl Harbor. When we got attacked in New York and D.C., nothing fucking changed. They told people to go shopping. There's no actual skin in the game anymore. So as long as what they do have skin in keeps going on, they could give a fuck about the rest of it. So we could end up with a parliamentary thing, and nobody would notice. Nobody would care. Nobody notices now. We got 2 fucking blathering idiots running for fucking president. No, 3, and nobody gives a shit. Right? We're not getting the best and brightest. We're getting some of the dumbest. Now, I'm not saying that they're not smart. I'm not saying that they're not going to do whatever the fuck they're going to do. And they didn't get to where they were by being stupid. But what I am saying is that we're not getting our best choices. And we're never going to get our best choices. And we don't really run shit anymore. And we stopped running shit a long time ago. Our voices aren't heard.
I loved it when I heard.
Trump was at military, but he was in military school. He wasn't really in military, but
it's more than Obama's got. I found it amazing to hear the dollar stats for the to be in a presidential election. They don't want to let you unless you can raise the $1 billion it's going to take. Can you imagine that now?
Yeah.
$1 billion. What? A good old boy can't stand up and run for president. These parties say, if you can't raise the money, nope. That's the part that just amazes me.
Why do you think only the wealthy can get into?
I just thought that you just had to be 35. Where'd they throw in the money at?
That's new. That's been happening since back in earlier days. It got higher and higher and higher, and like Mule was saying, you have to be wealthy. That's one of the things that's sad now about this country is somebody who really, really, really could do it, could join people together, could actually raise up an entire nation to stand up and be part of a nation. If they're not endured with money, forget it. It's not happening.
Yeah, and that's not only presidential, that's local.
Right.
Why do you think you see so many? Look in your local. Look to your local. Look at your representative, just in your own state, right? It ain't no poor motherfucker that's representing your district, even if it's a poor district.
Well, look at our senators from Maine. All right, Angus Young. He was the governor. He robbed the state by taking advantage of those wind technology stuff. Cut the top off a mountain. Put all those wind turbines up there that now have to be heated because the oil will mess up during the winter. So that was a whole huge gigantic loss. But he made millions. And then we have our 2 popular newspapers. Those are the other senators. So I mean, the whole thing is all it's all BS. But you just wish I guess I'd say you just wish that one day a good old boy or a good old girl, I don't care, somebody who was honest and trustworthy that could actually get up there and unite a group of people the size of America would actually do it, but I'm dreaming.
Yes. And the only way, but you might see Trump have the opportunity because we, like I said earlier, when you look at what's going on globally, we might be in a world war again by the end of this decade.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and unfortunately to say, and this ought to really piss some people off, unfortunately to say, that would be a financial turn.
Oh, it'd be a boon.
It would be a financial turn, and there'd be everybody in this country working. I can guarantee you that.
Well, and not only that, if they did it right, like Bush should have done after 9/11, right? Whatever you think about 9/11, the reaction to it was 100% wrong, right? The right reaction to it would have been like Roosevelt's reaction to December 7th, right? Draft everybody, bring everything back online, fix all the only build shit here in this country, from every bullet to every rubber seal going on a tank, or on a fucking A-10.
That's why the 50s were such a great decade for financial reasons. I mean, a lot of people had jobs. Because of we wiped out every other factory there was, and we were only using our own shit.
And there was a lot of belt tightening, and there was rationing and all that. But that is a generation that I don't care who did it, but that generation was united. They were all on the same cause.
And you know what did it? John, I can even tell you what did it. That rationing, that shit that everybody hates and now looks at back with the rationing and recycling and all that shit. That strife brought the country together. Not just the struggle over Hawaii that nobody really gave a shit about, or what was going on in Europe that many of the people in the United States, families escaped to get away from, right? But the hardship of putting up with the World War, the sacrifices that everybody made.
Everybody. My grandmother taught me as a child, and there was no reason to do it, but we still had our can on the stove for bacon fat. She didn't care. That's where it was. That's where it stayed.
And you would turn that pork fat in, and they would turn that pork fat into munitions, right?
And like she said, when I was young, once you start to learn it, because at first it sounds like one of those, walked uphill both ways stories. But what she taught us was, we got a metal toy, and I'll tell you what, she said, it was beloved and it was cherished and taken damn good care of by every kid. Then you find out why. There were no metal toys. You weren't going to get a metal toy. Metal was saved for the war effort. And people were turning their stuff in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is that kind of scenario, right? Say another global conflict, and we would get very jingoistic. And Trump's already very jingoistic, right? He's very nationalist. He wants America great. So if somebody attacked America under the leadership of Trump, even though he is an isolationist, he wants to get us out of the conflicts to help fix our own country. He would then be getting to the conflict, and I believe he could get the American people behind it. And it would help the country. It would hurt the country, too, because guess what? Everybody's got nuke toys now. Everybody's got all the fun shit. Everybody's got drones that can fly over fucking, countries everywhere over the world, right? North Korea can hit us with shit. So global war, any kind of war these days, is not fuck around. It's not Gettysburg, which was brutal and horrible. Now it's Fallujah and fucking, and Lebanon. Or fucking Libya, or Benghazi, or fucking places like that, where you see cities that were once beautiful cities for their places, and they're now rubble, right? You go look over in Damascus, and it's fucking a nightmare.
I have friends.
Do you want to see that here in America? I sure as fuck don't. You already see it in Detroit, and nobody's bombing the motherfucker.
No, it just bombed.
Yeah.
Or Chicago, Jesus.
That's just
but all these places, when you think about it, all these places, all these bad places that we talk about, Detroit, Baltimore, Chicago, places like that, there would be giant changes in those communities too, because they would be back to a manufacturing base that would put all these people back into decent paying jobs, right? And then that would bring the school systems back up in line to give the workers good educations to be able to be a better worker, right? And we did this one. We've done this before here in this country. Not us as in people of our age, but our ancestors in this country.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so it's not saying it can't be done again, just in the new way.
Russ,
absolutely.
Question for you: did you see the lights they were talking about this morning on the internet?
No, dude, I'm check nothing. You know me.
Well, there was a UFO looking for you and it didn't find you.
All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh man, so maybe you guys could fill me in. What was this about Rebel getting visited by the feds?
I don't know. I've never heard of it. I think he's being facetious, but that's just me.
Okay.
Who said that?
Rebel did.
Okay, well, if he said it, he might have a reason for saying that.
Yeah, well, because a friend of ours did get visited by the feds, so I'll have to find out more, is what I'm saying. I forgot we were live for a minute. I wasn't looking.
Huh.
Ignore everything I said. I'm an idiot, and I just had a frontal lobotomy, so leave me alone.
And he's off his medication.
No, we got
Well, hell, every time I say that I'm probably going to vote for Trump, everybody asks me if I had a fucking lobotomy, so.
If you said you were voting for Hillary, I'd be asking you.
Yeah, that's more of a lobotomy question at that point, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way I'd vote for her, right? Somebody punches that wire through the eyeball or hits me with the fucking, 5,000 volts through the front of the cranium.
Well, I heard they announced who they wanted to have for the third-party independent run. I forget his name. I don't even know who he is. It was on today.
Isn't Thompson always running?
I don't know. But I mean, they got like people that want to back him and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, come on.
Oh, that Crystal writer that he says he's gonna put up instead of Trump.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Crystal. Yeah. The person nobody knows, a fucking writer from like fucking Salon or some shit.
Yeah, you're like, so my opinion on something like that is, so he must. What are you trying to get Hillary elected? I mean, I don't understand.
People don't. Look, they're finally. I finally got some liberals starting to understand. I'm hoping I can get the conservatives to understand.
Look at Clinton. Look at the first term of Clinton. The only reason he became president is because of Ross Perot split the vote.
Well, plus it's really hard to get a third. It's really hard to get a third term out of one party, right? So just the fact that he got in, that Bush 1 got in after Reagan, was a fucking surprise, right? Because technically, if you look at history, it's very hard to get that third term. They ain't getting it. The Democrats ain't getting it this year unless, it really is so rigged that nobody gets it, because Trump is lighting the kind of fire that Reagan did. He's waking up different people. All, like we were speaking earlier, I know a lot of black people, and they're voting Trump, right? Especially every black person I know that has a brain and is over 30 is voting Trump. Women, I know plenty of women over 25 that are saying they're voting Trump, right? And same with Hispanics.
Almost all of that organizations are done. They're finished. They've all signed over to Trump.
Well, that's why a lot of these people are trying to get the illegals to be able to vote legally, I guess, because they already vote anyway. But because that's the fact. Anybody who got here legally appreciates getting here legally a lot more than illegally. Real quick question, though. I have a question for you guys. What kind of running mate do you think Trump will pick? Will it be a business person? Will it be a politician? Will it be a woman?
It will be a politician. Yeah, he'll have to go with a politician because he needs to be able to have that sounding board. He has to have that's. But I'll tell you this much: that will be a president who will have the most elaborate and most well chosen staff, because you're right. Because he even says it. He says it that he's going to surround himself with the brilliance, because that's what he's going to have to move forward in this, because he can't step out of the gate and start swinging and having misses.
Now, see, in my opinion, I think he can try to get a woman vice president. That's just mine because of the whole, he's against women, he's beating up on Hillary kind of crap.
But I think he can do that, but he has to be very careful. He literally has to be careful of how he selects people. Because people don't. Yeah, he can't make certain mistakes like, Hillary's screaming about how he hates women, so he elects a woman vice president. That's going to be viewed completely wrong. That'll be viewed wrong.
I can tell you who I think he's going to pick: Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions.
That would be a very, very good selection, actually.
But you know what? And here's the deal, John. Sessions has been talking with Trump since before he decided to throw his hat in the ring. Sessions didn't even throw his hat in the ring to run in this election because Trump was doing
it. There's a good selection.
Either Sessions or Newt Gingrich.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta jump off. The family showed up again.
I really appreciate you being here.
Not a problem.
See you, John. We need to talk, though. I'll talk to you after tomorrow's show.
Okay. Sounds like a winner.
All right.
All right. Have a great one, Russ. Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't do Newt Gingrich. See, this is the thing. Jeff Sessions doesn't have as much baggage that Gingrich brings. Gingrich is not a stupid man as well, except in his personal life. And you know what? If we want that, we got Trump, right? Yeah. So Trump's made some personal mistakes, which he owns up to the whole fucking 9 yards. Good. But I think that with Gingrich, that whole impeaching over a blowjob and lying to Congress over a blowjob while he's fucking around on his wife at the same time, will bite him on the ass, right? Jeff Sessions doesn't have that kind of baggage. Jeff Sessions, as far as being a legislature, is pretty clean, pretty conservative, but open-minded conservative. Sessions, he would be a stabilizing factor to Trump in the eyes of the political elites of America.
Did you hear about that Clinton wants to make Obama Supreme Court?
Yeah, he ain't taking it. Look, dude, he wants out of it. Look, he can't even fucking speak right anymore. Did you see him talking shit about Trump the other day?
I laughed my ass off. That was so funny.
Where he's stuttering like he's a kid in fucking 6th grade at his first speaking engagement. So
he's ever had a he's always screwed up when he didn't have a teleprompter.
Yeah, when he's trying to speak off the cuff, he fucks it up. He can't do what I do, right?
He can't do what Trump does.
Right? But I'll tell you right now, the Obamas want nothing to do with American government. After this, they're just going to want to be American celebrities held up as celebrities, right? And unless Michelle Obama wants a shot at the White House, they're going to go fuck. They're not going to go quietly into the night, but they're going to go on to like a Jay-Z type world fucking tour, right? Now, their kids may end up in politics over it, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be done for a while and just want to bask in their glories and go on speaking engagements for millions of dollars.
I don't know.
Right? Because
she was saying that he was actually thinking about it, so I don't know.
Yeah, they could say whatever. You know what? She also thought she was going to beat fucking Obama 8 years ago. Look how that went for her. He ain't taking shit from her. And why do you think he has, I'm telling you, dude, on the back burner, Obama has Biden and Warren just waiting. He's really he can't influence what the FBI does, but he gets daily reports, and he's fucking hoping that they're going to indict her before the fucking convention, and then they'll shove Biden and Warren in to save the party against Trump, and you'll see the Democrats turn around. you'll see a lot of even the Bernie guys come around because of Warren, and you'll see all the Hillary supporters jump right on Biden's dick.
Yeah. But that still don't stop Trump, though.
No, it won't stop Trump.
Beat Biden.
Again, that's where why do you think Biden didn't run at all? Biden didn't run because supposedly it was Hillary's turn and that third term curse, right?
Yeah.
That vice presidential curse of the vice president not getting a shot until another president has been in. It's very rare, right?
Yeah.
So he knew that. He's a political wonk. Biden, for all the idiocy he spews out of his mouth, right? He's smart enough to understand that shit. So he said, okay, we'll let Hillary fuck it up. And then if Hillary fucks it up, I'm going to jump in and save the day. And all the Obama lovers will jump right in just to beat up somebody like Trump.
Yeah. There ain't
and when it comes,
lovers anymore.
But that's the problem is both parties are shredding themselves because just a two-party system doesn't represent the people anymore, and the people are understanding that.
Yeah.
You know, who represents the people? Nobody. Yeah. Trump at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, with his populist rhetoric, but who really represents the people? Does your if you call up your congressman, do you get him on the horn, and is he going to actually listen to you? No.
That's the reason that they say, you know, Washington is so fucking distant from everybody because they don't understand.
Well, it used to be that they had to spend most of their time back in their districts. They no longer have to do that. And again, it's even with the Senate. You only get 2 senators per state. You think your fucking senator listens to what you have to say if you live in a state of millions of people? No. So who's representing you? Yeah. Nobody. Nobody represents you. No one. Even the people that, no matter what the poorest district is, they elect somebody to try and get them to represent them. Oh, they claim it. They claim they represent you, but do they actually get shit done for you? No, they don't represent you. They represent themselves. They represent their house and whatever hill they want to go on. They represent their pool. They represent their BMW and how do they get that BMW? Yep. You know what I mean? That's what they represent.
Don't forget, Chief. They vote in their next raises.
Well, even my little town, right? So my little town. Who's the biggest political contributor here is the car dealerships, right? So if they want anything, they get it. If they want to tear down a couple of houses and turn them houses into another parking lot for them to expand their inventory, guess what comes down? Those fucking houses. The city buys it. They fucking pay off the people at the lowest possible price they can. Then they sell it to the car dealership for a profit, and then the car dealership got that land that they wanted, right?
Yeah, no free enterprise either, because if somebody came up and had a better way of doing that at a cheaper cost, since they're already established, they'd pay off all their cronies in politics, and they would be crushed. Just look at vaping. You know, vaping is my prime example. You know, vaping comes up, big tobacco and big pharma and state governments like, oh hell no, we can't have this. So fuck the free market. You know, we don't have one.
No, free market, God, that hasn't happened in forever. I mean, people talk about it, but please. And capitalism, we're not a capitalist society. We're a crony capitalist society where people pay the government to pick them as winners.
Yep.
So Partisan Gorilla is out in the chat room, says the only purpose of the parties was control of the sheeple by polarization.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And that's what's breaking up and has been for the past few elections, right? When you start getting third parties in a two-party system, it shows there's damage to the party, right? The party system isn't representing people. Now we're going to end up in a 4 race, right? Because tell you what, if Bernie ain't getting it, he's going to keep going. Unless they're going to be hard pressed to buy him off, right? And, you know, the Republicans, they want to put up fucking 3 people. And now the press is finally paying attention to the independents. They never paid attention when Ron Paul was there. You know.
Well, they're trying to give somebody else some breathing room over there than Donald Trump.
Anybody else. Why? Because when Donald speaks, he takes the oxygen out of a fucking room. Even though some of the shit he says is just as stupid as the shit that Bush 1 said.
Yeah.
You know? But he's willing to go prove me wrong and I'll change my opinion. And that means so much to the American people.
Well, he's proved me wrong all the way up until his last. Well, since I said okay, I'll take Trump. But I mean, I thought he was just going to go in and fuck with people because he likes to do that, you know.
No, dude, I think Trump sees the same shit that most of our generations do, the older generations. They remember what it was, and we don't look back with nostalgia because everybody likes their fucking smartphones. They like their cars that, run on better gas. They like all that shit, right? But they miss the freedom.
Yeah,
right?
But
They've finally gotten around to missing the freedom and missing being represented by your by the people that you elect to represent you. They miss that. They miss
propaganda. I wasn't listening to the factor he had a granddaughter that he's trying to,
Well, he's just
me, but
clean the world.
Look, I'm not saying he's just before the granddaughter thing, I don't care if he's as narcissistic as we like to think, and he's only doing it for his glory. His glory. If making America great makes somebody put a fucking statue up of Donald Trump, fine. As long as America's great again. I don't give a shit who it is.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit if it was fucking Reagan back in the day. I didn't give a shit who it was. If you're going to do your fucking job, even if I don't vote for you, do your fucking job. Right? Yeah. Look out for the people of this country first, before you, before your family, before everything. You got 4 years. Put the country first, make it great again, and you'll be remembered for as long as the country's around. If you fuck it up, you'll be panned as long as the fucking country's around.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see him going wrong. I believe if he makes it, I mean, basically, I believe they're going to try everything because they're globalists. They're scared that he's going to fuck them up. And
even if they're not globalist, dude, you're fucking with people's money. Don't even worry about them being globalist. Understand that everything he says is going to fuck with a lot of people's money.
Yeah, but globalist makes it so much more money.
There's the biggest money. But theirs is the biggest money that it's going to fuck with, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, think about it. You build a wall, well, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to get fucking the supposedly American-made parts back in the country after they've been made in Mexico.
Yeah.
All right? So, you know what I'm saying? Your Levi's are going to have to be made in fucking America again. So that's bugging people because guess what? That means that pair of Levi's is going to cost $10 to make. Let's say, right? Well, if they take the kind of profit that they always have, then yeah, that being it makes $10 to make that pair of jeans here in America, which it really wouldn't, but let's just say. It takes $10 to make that pair of jeans here in America, and it takes 10 cents to make that pair of jeans in fucking Mexico. Well, then to be able to sell that product here in America, you're not going to be able to take as much profit as you did. And that's the whole globalism thing, is they want to make as much profit as possible. It's the corporatism ideal of governance, right? They need to make as much profit as possible. If they spend a penny, they need to make $100 for that penny they spent.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the idea that they want to do it, and once they do it, then it's gonna be,
Well, we all know he's not going to be able to get 90% of the shit that he says done. If he gets 10% of the shit done, he'll be considered a great president, right?
I'll be happy. If he gets that fucking wall built, I'll be ecstatic.
No, you want to know what would make me ecstatic? Get him to forget the fucking country to focus in on infrastructure. Let's raise this country up the way it's supposed to be raised up, from the bottom up, not from the top down.
Exactly.
You don't build a fucking pyramid starting with the peak.
Exactly.
So you got to build this place up from the top down.
You rebuild the bridges. Hell, I walk underneath the bridge down here that's falling apart.
Dude, bridges, schools, public roads, public schools, public hospitals. Anything that says public, we build it. Fuck this. Courthouses, everything and anything.
And if you
want to pay for it, I could even tell you how to pay for it, the same way he's saying to pay for it, off of tariffs. If somebody from another country wants to sell their products here in the United States, they are only going to be able to sell it for the same price as what's made here in the United States, and any difference in the costs is going to go to the federal government.
There's one thing I really want him to do, is throw a whole bunch more laws in the way so they can't fuck with guns.
Really, all you'd have to do is start unsigning some of those fucking executive orders,
Well,
okay? And then
that's what he said he's going to do the first day is unassign all known.
And then all he would have to do is get all these government agencies, like we said earlier, act like a good manager, get them to work correctly, get them to cut all the fat, and get them to do their fucking jobs. That is not interpret legislation, but to enforce it.
Well, I mean, shit, the Supreme Court can say that gay and lesbians can get married across every single state because it's the First Amendment. Well, how about the Second Amendment? It should apply over all states, too. You do the same thing with that. Now, every state, including California and Chicago, have to allow concealed carry, open carry, without permits, without all those restrictions.
Chicago's not a state, and they don't. The only thing they restrict on concealed carry in Chicago is the amount of rounds you can carry within the city. It's 10 rounds. No, I know, and that's fucking them up because guess what? In all the parts of the city like the Gold Coast and shit like that where there are people who are not in criminal enterprises, right? The city's gotten safer, right? But all them places where the only income that comes into these neighborhoods are generally criminal enterprises, right? Well, guess what? And no law is stopping them. None. Period. End of story. You know, but guess what? If there were manufacturing plants around Chicago again, and they were putting shit on boats and shipping it out all over the world again, those neighborhoods, those very fucking neighborhoods that are gun zones right now, where they're fucking the OK Corral on a nightly, people be too tired because they're going to work and spending their money to go out and fuck around.
Well, what pisses me off,
and the people that do the crime, they would be making more than enough money to where they wouldn't be shooting each other. They'd be doing the Al Capone thing where they'd be fucking dividing it up, and the violence would be 1/10 of what it is now.
Yep.
But again, nobody wants to look at this thing and say build it from the ground up and you can make America great again, except the fucking guy with the orange hair and orange skin.
Well, as long as he does the job, I don't give a shit.
Neither do I, right? I don't care. I'm going to make jokes about him. I know if he did become president, there's going to be a ton shit of things that I'm going to hate about this guy.
Well, yeah, and I've already told Ken that after he's been president, after about a year of him being president, he's going to be like, oh, did you hear what Trump did? He's going to kill me, or he's going to do this.
Hey, conspire and burn, Mike.
But that's just being honest, right? So whatever leader ends up there, whether we put him there or not, we're going to bitch about him when he fucks up, right? And that's the game. And Trump knows it just as well as anybody, you know? Hillary's the one that's so fucking, she says she's thick-skinned, she's so fucking soft-skinned, she can't take any criticism even from her own fucking party. And like so many people I know can never admit when they're wrong. See, that's one of the things that'll get Trump elected will be if he can admit when he made a mistake and say, I was wrong. I then changed my opinion. Okay, good. Guess what? That's what we want, somebody to think. Hillary Clinton has never come out and said, okay, you know what, maybe me putting in a server in my bathroom was not the fucking smartest thing to do. Sorry about it. If she did that, you know how many people, I mean, I'd never vote for her still, but you know how many people on the other side that would go, that are drifting towards Trump camp and have been in Bernie camp for so long, would go immediately to her side if she just came out and said, look, I fucked up.
I'm sorry. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's admitting that something wrong in the first place.
Well, we were trying to sell weapons. I'm sorry, we fucked up. We did it wrong, and they got killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could live with that. I could actually let that slide.
Look, just as a political wonk, right? So her stance on gay marriage sucked from the gay marriage point of view until 2013, 2014, right? She was full defense of marriage, all that shit that the Clintons did to appease the right back in the day, right, while pandering to their base. right? She was all the way hip to that till just before it became legal for them to get married, and she's never admitted she was wrong. If she, I don't, whatever, you know what I'm saying? She never said that. No, I did this then. I changed my opinion. Now my opinion's this. She never admits to that, and that kills her with everybody who hears it. Because when you can't admit you fucked up.
That's what I've liked about Trump so far. Is like when he made a mistake on what was it? He moved his idea of what he should do with.
Look, once he gets the nomination, he's going to be moving a lot of ideas towards the middle. Okay, and he's already come out totally against the base, saying that abortion is, abortion's fine. And Reagan did the same fucking thing. People don't remember that, even though he was part of the moral majority. He was not going to fight Roe versus Wade until he got in, and then he did. Right? But Trump is going to end up towards the middle, not in some stances like the wall and shit like that, the ones that are feeding the populism, but he's definitely going to be more towards the middle. He's going to come out as being a lot less. He's going to be more nuanced in the shit that he's saying, and he's actually pretty nuanced already. Nobody fucking bothers to do it because he's nuanced enough to where they can grab a soundbite and direct the conversation, even though it's not what the fucking dude said.
I mean, some things he'll stick to, and I think the things that he will accomplish will be the border. I think he'll accomplish that. I think he'll accomplish getting rid of the illegals that have God damn it, when they get arrested, records, the illegals with records. He'll accomplish getting rid of them. Rather than that, the rest of them, no.
My reality is I just hope he causes chaos. I hope we're sending the Joker up to Capitol Hill to fuck them all over.
Yeah. I am going.
But I gotta bail, guys.
Oh, all right.
Say what now?
He's got to go.
I gotta bail.
Okay.
But hit me up next week or during the week or whatever. I figure you're probably going to pull another
Thursday again, same time. I'll be hitting you up.
Right? 'Cause I was able to show up for your full 2 hours this week, buddy.
Yep. And thank you all out there. I'm going to call this quits. Off the thing goes. Everybody, see you next week, same time, same place.